Let's take a look at these very cute little goslings. So I'm gonna grab one. So goslings, you can see this gosling very much doesn't want to be held, and the reason for that is because they've bonded with each other. And when I take the one that I'm holding away from the other one loses its mind because its buddy is gone. But you can see they're not like ducklings. They're a little different, in the way that they act. They're not afraid of me, which is nice. And they seem to, I mean, you can tell just looking at them, they have a lot more personality than ducklings do. But both of these, as far as I can tell right now, are both American buff geese. So they look like, Ron out there. They don't have any indicators that they would tell me, any indicators to me that they would be anything other than buff geese. No beak coloration issues, or no coloration issues on the back here. One isn't darker than the other. They're both the same shade. So, usually in a hatch, you get males and females, and in pilgrim geese and crossbreeds and stuff like that, you'll see different colorations. So say that this one's a American buff and this one's a pilgrim cross with Reggie and say Ron. What'll happen is this one will come out darker or lighter, or with a cross with Reggie, one of the bills will be darker or more pink, because buff geese aren't auto-sexing, so they may pick up the coloration, whereas pilgrim geese are, so the bills will be different colored. And I'm not seeing any of that. Now they are big snugglers. They tend to kind of stay next to each other and not run off on their own. So like the ducks will kind of be all over the bin, whereas the geese kind of, it doesn't matter how many you have in here, they all kind of stay around each other in one big group. It's one of the reasons. So geese are very, how do I say that? I don't know. Very, very, like they depend on each other. They're flock animals. They're very socially needy, per se. So if I only had one gosling hatch, what would happen is I'd have to put a duckling in here, or a stuffed animal or something to keep the single gosling company. But luckily I had two hatch. So, having them kind of with each other is better than a stuffed animal or a duckling, because they can kind of bounce ideas off each other, so to say, on how they should act, what they should do, because like I said, geese are just different. So what happens is you end up with a Truman situation where Truman was raised with goslings and she was following, Reggie around, or Princess, I don't remember, following them around, and that's a problem, because later in life they may not actually mate with other ducks. So same thing with geese. If they fall in love with another species, like even a human, if they fall in love with a human, they may not mate. So there's other YouTube videos of people that have geese that they just refuse to mate with anything but, well, I mean, if they fall in love with you, and that can be a problem if you're trying to breed them. So I'm not trying to breed these guys, I'm trying to sell them. So it's in my best interest and someone else's best interest that they bond with each other, so that they have, you know, potentially the ability to mate in the future. Now, my gene pool, I don't want to say with buff geese is shallow, but it's shallow enough that, you know, after the first generation of these two mating, you shouldn't mate them together again. So it's the same problem I have with the Sebastopol's or Sebastables, whatever you want to call them, is that the breeder, let me air quote that I got them from, she must have got them from somebody else who bred them with their brother and sisters, who, I don't know, she got them from, the gene pool on those is real shallow. They're not a good specimen. So, but these guys, a lot of mine, my group came from a guy that, you know, vineyard guy. He's got a lot of geese, a lot of geese, and I know for a fact that his geese aren't from a shallow gene pool. So my geese are his geese, and they're okay. So they should be good to mate. So there's your gosling update for the evening, I guess. Hope you enjoyed these cute little buggers. If I make videos over about 6 minutes, audience retention goes way down, which means YouTube doesn't recommend my stuff. So, gonna call it quits here. See you guys.